Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series cast for Div A West, Round 14, CM After Dark versus Buy for Catbois. I'm Zloth, and I'm going to be casting along with...
I'm Nullius. Great to be here.
Alright, Nullius, why don't you go ahead and introduce these two teams and what you've learned about them.
Sure. So, Div A West looks like to be a relatively competitive division. It looks like there are a couple matches left, and I think there's only 4 playoff spots. So everything is still up for grabs as these two teams are playing for their playoff lives. They met once before. I think this is a double round robin division. And it looks like CMAD came away with a domination. They ran a Sonya Leap Gazlo Gravo combination in both maps. The first game was Cursed Hollow, and the second was Infernal Shrines. So it'll be interesting to see what the teams do this time around. And it looks like they've already picked Dragonshire, so we're going to probably not see those big team fights, but we'll be able to see a lot of smaller fights and map movement, I guess.
Alright. Yeah, and just to quickly review how we got to this point, Buy for Catbois ended up winning the coin flip, opted for first pick, CM After Dark, then banned Braxis Holdout, and Battlefield for Eternity, Buy for Catbois banning Infernal Shrines and Volskaya. So CM After Dark going to Dragonshire. Now, I understand that you have some stats for both the teams pulled up. Can you tell me, how often does CM After Dark actually go to Dragonshire?
I didn't realize this was going to be a pop quiz. Let me see. This is not a commonly played map by CM After Dark. As far as I can tell, well, it's not in their top 3 certainly. Their top 3 are Infernal Shrines, Cursed Hollow, and BOE. So maybe we'll see something new. Dragonshire is actually one of their most banned maps, actually.
Interesting.
So interesting reversal.
So you think this is maybe, late in the season, change it up a bit?
Shenanigans.
Maybe this is a
Is that what you're
long-term
saying?
strat? Yeah, shenanigans, exactly.
Yeah, shenanigans. Yeah, it could be.
Alright, so opening with a Sonya ban. I've been playing a lot of Sonya this season. She's definitely a very strong hero. Are there any players on CM After Dark who particularly play Sonya a lot?
Well, again, I think the last time they met, I think Tiger, if I'm not mistaken, I think Tiger played Sonya to great effect, opening with the leap, leading into the Grabo bombs, kind of a wombo combo. So makes sense. And I just want to correct something. I misspoke earlier when I said there were 2 games left. It looks like there's only 1 game. This is the final game of the season. So CMAD is still in playoff contention, potentially. But it looks like Buy for Catbois has been mathematically eliminated.
We'll have to check on that. I thought there was still 1 game left just because the games were played kind of out of order. But
Yeah,
we'll have to double check.
it's hard
on
to
that
count.
one.
It was certainly hard for me to count. So.
Alright, what do you think about these bans, Null?
So again, the Tassadar Sonya makes sense. I think those were two heroes they played to great effect last time they met. Junkrat looks like it's a kind of a staple ban, and I entirely agree with that call from CMAD. And the other band, Dahaka. What's interesting to me is that neither team banned the prior staples of the Triumvirate of Healers or Johanna. Looks like everything is getting through now. And those are the first 2 picks.
For the frozen throne.
All right. So, coming out of the side of Buy for Catboys, seem to be building a bit more into a dive comp. You think that's going to diminish Stukov's value at all?
Certainly could, but obviously Johanna is very good at peeling, and so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
All right. Zeratul ban.
So that is definitely a Michaelin target ban. He plays a mean Zeratul, and I completely agree with that. I would not want to have to roam between middle top or middle bottom and have to deal with a Zeratul roaming around. And it looks like they were so fed up with that combo that they banned both parts of the the double bruiser wombo.
I absolutely love how informed you are about this game, about this matchup. Loving it.
It's funny because when you called this match, Sloth, I haven't watched that many matches this season from CMAD, but I definitely remember that one because the Sonya Gazlo combo was so effective the first game, and they were able to get it the second game too, and it was extremely effective for them. Oh, how's the Malthael into Hogger matchup, Sloth?
Feels bad, man.
It feels bad for who?
For the Hogger.
Oh, okay. So that was very effective.
I mean,
I think
there are some instances where, you know, depending on Hogger's build and positioning, you can combo the Malthael before Hogger just end up dies, but that fight's longer than 5-6 seconds, and it's going to be a bad time for Hogger.
I see.
And doubly so with the Tychus as well.
Oh, that's right. I think it was kind of an acknowledgement from Buy for Catboys. They recognized that CMAD has the last pick, and so they went ahead and led with Hogger just to make sure they locked it down.
I'm here to help.
So you mentioned that Zeratul was banned, a target ban against, you pronounced it Michaelin?
Yeah, I hope I'm not mispronouncing that. Michaelin?
Michael. Yes. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But Genji picked up and Gul'dan in the last round with a Jaina counter pick. How are you feeling about these comps?
So I like the Brightwing, right? That could help the Hogger at any time. I certainly think that's a great way to secure top. I'm not sure how much support the Gul'dan is going to be able to get from the Brightwing, though. It's really not, on-demand healing to refill the Gul'dan when he life taps. So I'll be interested to see how that goes. There's some portrait synergy from CMAD, but looks like Tiger's holding out on the rest of the team from the White Man Love.
Maybe it's intentional and we're just not understanding the message?
Maybe.
But alright, so on the side of CM After Dark, we have Icex on Johanna, Skycake on Jaina, Death Punisher on Stukov, Venus on Tychus, and Tiger on Malthael.
10 seconds.
And on Buy for Catboys, we have Sir Noble on Anubrak, Michaelin on Genji, Tyler Drawn on Gul'dan, the Sound 51 on Hogger, and Sailor Twift on Brightwing.
Alright. So, how many kills are we happening in this mid-fight? What's your prediction?
I think maximum one.
I'm gonna hold you to
I
that.
think it's going to be a low body count at the outset.
Alright, I'm gonna guess 2 just to spice it up. But Sir Noble's taking
Wait,
quite a bit of
Price is
damage,
Right?
and so is Tiger.
If you go over, you lose?
Yes. Because I want to win.
Okay.
Ooh, Tiger up in top lane getting
Tiger.
ganked by the Genji. Might go
Yeah.
down? It's gonna be pretty close. Ooh, can Michaelin get out?
Oh my
No.
goodness. Does that count?
That counts.
Okay. Main caster bias.
I absolutely. Also, I get
You
to
think
play
yourself
Probius at some
worthy
point
to
later.
wield the Dragon Knight's power?
Okay. That was not part of the deal. So Death Punisher catching up the soak for Malthael. Malthael has the Death's Reach, not going on a pale horse for this one.
While this is happening, both the bot siege camps are getting picked up by each of the teams. Looks like CM After Dark is going to be done a little earlier. Michaelin's taken a little longer to get that done. Could risk an invade with how long he's taking.
Oh, yeah, it looks like he's gonna have to give it. Oh, there's gonna be a big team fight actually.
Noob diving in, stun coming out with the Impale. Looks like Genji uses Protect. However, CM
Wow,
After
they
Dark...
got it, and they got a lot of damage into a new rack.
Ooh.
And into Brightwing.
Brightwing going down from that. That's huge.
That is big. I think they're going to be able to rotate. Hogger is going to have to come mid to stop the early cap. I'm not even sure if CM really wants it because I think it's so weak, but...
A noob diving in on Venus in the bot lane. Not too much going to be gained. In the meantime, CM After Dark has managed to cap mid lane.
And I stand corrected. They wanted it. Also, can we just talk about the Johanna build? I love that she went Laws of Hope, and it's 2.5 minutes into the game, and she's almost at 10 globes to get an additional 5% health from each activation of that talent. Going to be super effective, and if she's as dedicated to getting globes as I think she's going to be, or ices, that's going to be a lot of health mid to late game.
So at this point in the game, CM After Dark has now 2 walls and a little bit of damage on both the forts in mid and bot lane. First Dragon, not necessarily the strongest, but they seem to have gotten a lot of macro value in the first 3 minutes of the game.
No, I definitely think that's right. They actually, those 4 towers that they got down gave them almost a level lead. They're close to digging out of 6, and for Catbois just got in.
Alright, so we see each of the bruiser camps are getting picked up in the top lanes. Looks like a little skirmish is going on in the mid lane as Kaylin dived in on Tiger. Whole team for CM After Dark rotates on that Brightwing, and she gets bursted down. Stukov getting the last hit.
That is crazy because the Nubrak was set up to gank Death Punisher, but he had great instincts, and his team called for the fight in middle, so he did not get ganked, and instead they got the enemy healer.
As a result, that's going to let CM After Dark build even more macro pressure. They're picking off the camp the bot lane. Tiger getting ganked again in the top lane. You can see him really shredding through that Hogger. And fighting a Malthael in a wave, one of the most difficult things to do as a solo laner.
Yeah. It's perverse to have a mercenary wave pushing and actually help the person you're trying to gank. Super frustrating.
And that spell armor can be huge as well. The reduction really adds up over time. So it looks like CM After Dark is making a big push into the bot lane. They still have their mage minion providing spell armor, as well as a bit of a wave. So some damage is going to get off.
Yeah, they've already taken down half the fort. Half the fort bottom and just like 30%, 33% of the fort mid. And they're still good half level ahead. And importantly, they're going to be first to ding 10.
So it looks like CM After Dark is really running a tight formation now. They've been able to group together many times throughout this game. They're going into and contest that siege camp again. Death Punisher barely getting on, and Noob getting picked off by the entirety of CM After Dark. Wow,
that was, again, just very aggressive, but very tight. They moved together as a team, and it feels bad when you're just about done with the camp and then the other team just sneaks in.
Oh yeah. And CM After Dark likely going to be able to get this bot fort. Prioritizing
they went
the
drill,
fort.
so yeah, I think their Weanals went drill, so
it's going to add even more pushing power.
So there's a Brightwing, and there's 3v1 now top. And they do get the kill on Malthael.
That is, finally, they're able to get that kill on Malthael in the off lane. It'll be his second death for the game. But, Seeing After Dark seems undeterred, as they explode that Genji with the bush gank in mid lane.
Wow.
Looks like Buy for Catbois really needs to watch out for the rotations. A lot of lethality coming out of the side of Seeing After Dark.
Yeah, agreed. And this this Brightwing now looks like she's not even going to contest the Malthael top. Oh, no, she's coming up.
I don't know
Fogger-
anything about the soul lane matchup.
That's one solo lane you don't play, Brightwing?
Nope, not really.
It's too orthodox for you.
Shrines are getting traded out right now. Gank on this Hogger. Will he be able to bounce out? Brightwing coming in with the teleport. Able
Yeah,
to
looks like it.
escape. But what do you think of these ults, Null?
So I like the Blessed, obviously, with heroes like Genji and Brightwing. It's nice to get that. But it looks like pretty much all standard heroes ultimates. Were there any that struck you?
Blessed Shield is... It's been a good ult for a while, but seeing how much more popular Falling Sword has been is it's still a little surprising to see Blessed Shield.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much they need damage from there. Wow, big fight middle. So Jaina gets deleted and it looks like the Tychus is out in the middle of nowhere as well. There is the peels from the Johanna though.
On the run,
And then there's the aggressive.
diving in for the Tychus. That Chernobyl barely missed Tychus on that burrow in.
Yeah, no, that was nice, and the Brightwing right there to heal the Genji up right away. They took that fight down a talent tier, but again, their aggressiveness was rewarded.
And I just got notified I have the wrong logos on the overlays. That is my bad. Let me correct that.
I don't know what that means.
It's for streaming.
Oh, I see.
I had
see.
the logos
Okay.
from my previous cast on there, so
Oh,
that's
got it.
party foul on me. I'm fixing that now.
So I think that means no Probius.
Yeah, no Probius.
It's again a 3v1 top. They get the Malthael again. That right-wing teleport along with the Genji. Super lethal to the Malthael. It'll be interesting to see what value Buy for Catbois can get on the rest of the map. And they've actually overtaken on experience now.
He was actually surprised that even though there were 2 down on the side of CM After Dark a couple minutes ago, that Buy for Catbois didn't actually get the Dragon Cap.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It looks like it'll be interesting to see how many delays they can get here, because yeah, that was awfully fast.
I think both
I think
teams just kind of know that, you know, if everyone's up, there's going to be an interruption mid at this point.
Agreed. Oh, big fight middle. That was unexpected. I think people were mid-transition rotating for Buy for Catbois and just got blown up by the Tychus and Jaina.
Genji and Hogger falling almost immediately at the beginning of that. There's just so much burst damage coming out from CM After Dark, and especially Malthael's ult is a great finisher to be able to enable those surprise bush ganks.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a fight top. It'll be interesting to see what Buy for Catbois does. So I don't think they want this 4v3,
So it looks like
and they're down at talent tier as well.
mid fort is actually falling.
It
to
looks like
minions.
Malthael's gonna get it.
I tried to save
Yeah.
this realm. Now
Just
it's
a
burned.
fraction of a second too late from Brightwing.
All right. At this point, you are Malthael on CM After Dark. Where are you taking this dragon and why?
Well, I think they got good value getting the middle structure, and I think he's attracting the attention. Like, 5-4 Catbois can't afford to leave the dragon unattended. Meanwhile, the rest of his team is getting value top. So I think this is kind of a nice trap move. Because this game is so similar to Mech 4.
Trap?
They're able to get value both ways. They are paying for it, however. Looks like there's going to be 3 kills top. I completely missed that. Did you see what happens, Lon?
Yeah, I was tracking it. Sorry, I was coughing that entire time. Oh, the air out here is dusty.
That beast
But
is
yeah, there was a cocoon onto Stukov, and there were just no heals coming out from Death Punisher, which enabled Buy for Catboys to get those kills on Tychus, Johanna, and Jaina.
That makes sense. And now they're going to invade, knowing they're up 5-3, and that there's really nothing the Malthael can do. Well, that's what I thought was going to happen.
Oh, big Hogger stun. Death Punisher likely going to be going down as well. That was extremely well played by the Sound 51, just putting his body on that point, stopping at a surprising time, and enabling a stun chain. More stuns chains coming out as Chernobyl dives in. Mikhailin with his Genji, dealing a lot of damage to that Jaina. I'm surprised to see Icex and Venus are still in it. Oh, yeah, that's...
They really are.
That's a dead Venus. That's a very dead Venus.
Yeah.
Rip.
So I think that's like 7 kills in a matter of, just over a minute. So I think CMAD was in pole position, and now they're almost a full level behind just from experience lost on kills.
Seems like the pendulum is swinging.
Swinging, but the map is certainly very strongly in CMAD's favor. So I think they need to get their bearings, get to 20, and see if they can get some more of that pick transition magic that was working for them earlier.
Well, looks like we have a pause. I need to change the scene to that. I'm actually going to disagree with you on that last point that the map is in favor of CMAD. Structure-wise, absolutely. But at this moment, with the lane pressure that's going on and the way the tempo is swinging for Buy for Catboys, I really think they're at an advantageous map state at this point.
I'd agree with you because of their level, because they're half a level from 20. But I think in terms of actual map pressure, I don't know that they have very good siege, and so I'm not sure that they're really going to be able to effectively push on the map. Like, I think that CMAD's structure lead is going to hold for at least a little while. But I think it's important that CMAD kind of gets its bearings and avoids getting picked off or taking disadvantageous fights, especially late game.
Agreed. CMAD definitely needs to stop the bleeding as soon as possible, or else this game will go south very fast. Why is that an expression?
Stop the bleeding?
No, go south.
I don't know.
Like, what's wrong
Let me Google that.
with going south? Why not going like east, west, north, northeast, northeast, west? I don't know. I'm not sure I particularly understand that expression. I don't think I understand most expressions I use. Are you looking it up right now?
Idioms.freedictionary.com. It's in a bi-directional map. Going north means going up, and going south means going down. And apparently among some Native Americans, the term was a euphemism for dying, which is possibly why it led to the current usage going south. Weird. It's weird.
Alright, we're back to the game.
Alrighty.
Well, I guess
This lesson has been brought to you by the internet.
another side question is, do you think
And claim
Idioms is aware of idioms?
Idiom's the player.
Yes. But Isex
I
is
think
getting
it's a-
stun chained right now.
Oh,
A noob stun into Hogger, into Fear. I'm not even sure he had the opportunity to use his Iron Skin, or maybe it was already down. I wasn't able to see.
yeah. These cocoons from Chernobyl have opened up the past few kills. The 3 kill up top when they can Death Punisher and kill the rest of the team.
Look at
Then
that. Or a noob dive. That was the longest dive I've ever seen.
do we want to talk about their 20s?
Yeah, let's do it.
So rewind from a noob rack, living weapon from Genji, haunt from Gul'dan, anger management from Hogger, and speedy dragon from Brightwing. And they've opened the wall, so your point is right. But Malthael getting good pressure up top that I think Viper Catbois is going to need to respond to. Yeah, and Hogger comes back.
So when I mentioned CMAD needs to stop the bleeding, Johanna dying was not what I meant, but looks like CMAD is trying to chase down Bifur Catboys. Cocoon comes out for Peels. Gul'dan really trying to make it out. Brightwing taking a lot of damage. Noob dives in. Counter dive on the side of Bifur Catboys.
Wow.
Huge Genji ult. Lots of things are dying. Brightwing goes down for the side of Bifur Catboys, but that's going to be a 1 for 3 trade, 2 for 3 trade.
2. And this Genji is super close to death.
But he manages to get the kill on the Malthael. Hugely advantageous for the side.
And I think they're going to get the Dragonite from this.
Uh,
Oh, unfortunate. Genji ported just before he captured the
looks like there is going to be some interruption by Isex in mid. We'll see how long he can actually stay there, but I do agree with you. I think this is Dragon from Bifur Catboys. They pretty definitively
stalled
won that
enough.
engagement.
Yeah, he stalled enough to give his team an extra 10 seconds of respawn. And I just want to point out that Laws for Hope got huge value. You had an almost dead Johanna, almost full health with his ooh.
Brightwing porting
Did you
in.
see that Brightwing port saving the last rights?
Mm-hmm.
Like a fraction of a second.
Unfortunately, Malthael is going to take a Hogger Q and explode. So are we looking at the end of the game right here?
He did take No One Can Stop Death though, and does that mean he have
No, he actually just used
already
it to
used
get up
it.
to defend the dragon.
Oh. So they do get bottom keep.
Blue pushing in. I think Bifur Catboys is looking for kills right now. It looks like they're
so as
kind of
well.
splitting their attention between core and kills, but Noob is finally out of the dragon. Diving in, we just saw that rewind come out. A lot of damage coming out on the Tychus. You see the Sukov wrapped. Oh, but Hogger got stunned by
down.
core. Mikhailin coming in with the
Peeking.
Genji, manages to
Oh.
pick off the Jaina. And this,
They do some core damage. I don't know how much they're going to be able to do though.
if they can stick in it, they're still on very high health bars, although Genji needs to not get stunned by the core. They might be able to do it, but looks like they're just opting to back off. Alright, well, that was...
I mean, talk about a game of inches. If that Brightwing doesn't get the port in and save the Hogger, I don't know if they get anything beyond the keep.
Yeah, I agree.
And there's a huge wave top. So Bifur Catboys just lost top. Now I know this game statistically doesn't usually end via top, but it's not inconceivable that the next Dragonite could go directly to core for either team.
That is what I'd expect, considering how bloody and lethal the team fights have been every time these two teams face off against one another, I'm gonna say the next fight determines game.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense to me. Looks like they're gonna pick off mid, even out the structures a little bit. No, maybe not.
A noob trying to escape the wrath of CMAT.
Oh.
Huge silence
Oh my
coming out
goodness.
on a noob and catches the Brightwing.
That Death Punisher punished the Brightwing for coming in.
Genji and Hogger tried their best, but they got stun chained.
I think this is game.
Oh, it is absolutely game.
Are they just clearing up the wave to push with it?
I think so.
Yeah, looks like it.
Because they got a catapult with it, but they could probably do it by themselves, but, you know, why not?
Yeah.
But this definitely looks like game to me. There's 40 seconds on these 30 and 40 seconds on these cooldowns. It's more than enough time. And I don't think Gul'dan's going to be enough.
Low.
And
there's a...
And Death Punisher was actually frozen, not taking quite enough damage to go down. This might be closer than I thought, although still pretty big health bars. Venus going down on Tychus is still 2 catapults. That's going to be game.
It's a heroic effort by Gul'dan, but hard to fight 1v4 and then 1v5 later on. It was the middle transition fights, I think, for Catbois in between middle and top. They got 2 kills very quickly twice. One set them behind early, and then the second one effectively ended the game for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Stukov circle that captured both the Brightwing and the Anub'arak was huge.
Yes, and that was... I don't think I could have seen better timing. That Death Punisher got that circle down just as Brightwing was teleporting it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was...
and equally impressive, you know, follow-up by the team of CMAD with all those stuns. Very coordinated.
Mm-hmm. So looking at stats, does anything jump out to you?
Big numbers. Yes.
So I will say I was wrong. The Gul'dan got huge value. I didn't know that the Gul'dan would get so much value from a Brightwing healer, but he got absolutely huge value in siege and hero damage. Did he take that minion killing talent? No, he didn't. He was just
at level 7 or
yeah, I think so.
No, I think it's at level 4 because that's the mana.
Oh, he took improved life tap.
Yep.
That was just buffed, right? Improved life tap.
Yes. The most recent patch was just buffed.
Yeah. So that was big.
But so I guess the one thing that stands out to me is if I look at, you know, you mentioned the Gul'dan damage, but also if you look at the kills, right? CMAD with 7 less kills than for Catbois, but they still managed to pull through in the end.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I think that was a lot of them playing the map, especially early game.
Yeah, there are several players who swear by KDA as being a great indicator of team performance, but I mean, CMAD, despite lower kills, they looked in control for most of the game.
Yeah, no, there was like I think there was like a 90-second stretch there where they had 3 deaths top, and then they tried to contest over a camp that led to 2 deaths, and then 2 more trickling in after that. So it was like a 7 death. But aside from that, I thought that they were largely ahead most of the game. That did flip the script, and then they lost their keep, and you know, it's anyone's game. 6.5 comeback mechanics, but but yeah, I thought it was a super back and forth towards the end, and you were right. The last second kill or the last team fight effectively decided the game. This has got to be an anomaly too, right? To have to have top lane to end the game.
That is a good point. It's don't too often see top lane ends on Dragonshire. Much more common is mid and bot lane because it's shorter dragon rotation, and bot lane has the camps that can build up and be used to create pressure.
And not only did they end top lane, but they ended top lane without the dragon.
Yeah,
That's got to be like a extra bingo card.
didn't need it. That was
Yeah,
huge
that was,
picks.
big.
So, what do you think that Buy for Catbois needs to do differently in order to is that? In order to take the next game?
Again, I mean, I wouldn't second guess myself if I were by for Catbois. They were right in it, and prior to the last team fight, I would say they probably had the easier route to victory.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought the follow up on the Anubrak was super effective. Brightwing Titan healings were super clutch, and yeah, I mean, I think you play for those last team fights, and they just got caught, I think, running, and that was pretty much it. And obviously the huge play from Stukov from Death Punisher. It looks like the second game is up. Looks like we're going to Cursed Hollow.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Let me change my scenes. Cursed Hollow. We'll figure out who picked it when we get into the game.
So it looks like C-Man picked it because Buy for Catbois has first pick this game.
Cool. So, given the outstanding performance of several of the CMAD players from last game, what do you think are the threats or are you going to expect any different bans out of Buy for Catbois this game?
Sorry, what was that question? I totally missed it.
I did not say it well at all. Do you think the bans for Buy for Catbois are going to change this game based upon CMAD's performance last game?
I don't know if the bans are going to change. I wouldn't anticipate that CMAD plays the same lineup, but I do think. Well, actually, no, they were first pick last time around as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see them ban Tiger's Sonya, and I know that Tiger had 7 deaths the first game, but I think he was a huge problem. Right? They were forced to commit 3 heroes to get picks on him, and that put them behind on the rest of the map. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a Sonya ban, and I wouldn't be surprised to see some of the same. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Johanna ban either. I thought Johanna actually was really effective the first game as well. I may be biased there.
Yeah, I think I've always been preferential to Blessed Shield, probably because I'm just bad with Falling Sword. But I think Isex's shields especially were they were on point. And I value so much being able to extend a stun chain, which is why I like the Blessed Shield.
Yeah, no, I think the Blessed Shield was super key there, right? With heroes like Genji and whatnot, you need that instance to blow them up to knock them out of their protected or the weight. And yeah, that was key. I don't think they get the kills at the end of the game without Blessed Shield, and I don't know that they get much value from, I guess, stopping Haunt or the Anubarak charge. I mean, it's super hard to stop those anyways with Falling Sword. So
Yeah,
I think
that's
Blessed
fair.
Shield is absolutely key.
I'm gonna disagree with you. You were praising Laws of Hope that game. I'm gonna pass on that one.
How dare you?
I do dare. It's
No, I'm just kidding.
it's playstyle preference, right? Or maybe I'm just bad.
You would have gone the double blind?
I was thinking, what's the other one? Divine Fortress.
Fortress?
Yeah. No. I'm taking the
Mm,
double blind.
I don't think Genji was getting kills with this auto attack. I mean, maybe a little bit, but I think it was. I mean, with Gul'dan and Genji, I don't know that you would have gotten that much value from the double blind.
Okay, so we talked about the changes, possible changes from Buy for Catbois. What are you thinking CM After Dark's going to change up? Do they need to change anything? Interestingly enough, 2 casts ago, I had a team pick literally the exact same comp 2 games in a row. And very similar thing happened the cast after that, too.
So if I were CMAD, I would ban the Anubrak or pick the Anubrak if it's not taken. I know Isaacs plays a super mean Anubrak, and I felt like he was pretty. Those cocoons were super on point, and they were unlocking a lot of the 3-kill, 4-kill team fights for Buy for Catbois. So I think I'm almost positive Michaelin is known as a Zeratul main too. So I think Zeratul on this map especially is going to need to be banned. But from there, you know, I think everything's open. Get rid of Brightwing just because there were some super clutch ports, and having a global on this map is super helpful as well. So I think there's lots of options, but yeah, there's a Sonya ban. Totally makes sense.
More people need to ban Sonya against me. Because I don't want to keep playing her.
You zagged when I thought you were going to zig.
Have we talked about Zag already?
No, we haven't.
Like,
Nice segue though.
I'm not talking about Zagara, I'm talking about lasagna. Like, is that not a thing where you come from? People don't call lasagna Zag?
That is not a thing.
It absolutely
So-
is!
And not a thing. I read Garfield all my life. Never once did he call it Zag. So exactly the same 2 bands from Buy for Catbois. We did get some inside information from Sir Noble during the coin toss. They didn't do a whole lot of research. And Sonya and Tassadar being the go-to bands makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like that. Dahaka as well.
Looking like very similar bands to the last game.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any heroes you're hoping for on this map? Even if it's Zag?
Lasagna?
No. The Zagara.
Oh. Oh, okay. No, not necessarily.
Look at that Stukov steal! They don't want none of that. They said, no, you cannot have him. Love it.
I wonder if they're going to take a Nubrak here to punish the Stukov pick, because I did think that was effective last game.
Are you just going to see the teams draft each other's comps? And
Yeah, maybe.
please don't do that to us.
Alright, well, we got Brightwing and we got Johanna again. I have to think we're going to get a Nubrak here.
I do think someone needs to inform Death Punisher that the hero steal does not work as well if the person you're trying to steal it from has already picked a hero.
Yeah, so there's a Nubrak again, and Blaze.
Blaze, one of those heroes that can be run as an off lane or a tank.
Yeah, I think he's a menace. I think he's just a huge menace on this map.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
Alright, we're gonna see if
boy.
Buy for Catbois copies their homework from last week and bans Gazlo again, or if they decide to call an audible and ban someone else. Oh, I like the Falstad ban. Nope.
They don't want none of
Gazlo
that.
banned again.
Yeah, based upon CM After Dark's bans and draft, they're really trying to control the amount of globals that Buy for Catbois has access to. I think they're definitely going to go for a more macro-oriented strat, just like last game.
I think also, in a weird way, it'll be more difficult to play Genji into this camp. Well, I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, those looks kind of juicy for Genji.
Yeah, no, it does. Maybe they're trying to tempt him into another Genji. But Genji into Brightwing is no fun.
Another pop quiz, who's Genji's hardest counter?
Taunt Varian?
Sure. I don't know. You know I don't play DPS.
Me neither. This is all theoretical.
Alright, you heard it here. Nullius
Alright.
knows things.
Oh! Well, they got Tiger playing Hogger. It seems appropriate.
Alright. How you feeling about these
So
comps?
there's kind of interesting because, well, we'll see. It seems like Buy for Catbois wants to dive. They got the Sylvanas Greymane to follow up on the Anubrak. They got Blaze to get that follow-up stun, and Stukov to stand from distance. I wonder if Ice goes Blessed Shield, Falling Sword here. Get his team some peels.
Maybe. There's a lot of stuns and silences on the
Tiger
side.
fixed his portrait. Now he's part of the White Mane crew.
Alright, there's that portrait synergy.
There it goes.
Alright, so introducing for CM After Dark, we have Icex on Johanna, Venus on Li Ming, Death Punisher on Brightwing, Tiger on Hogger, and Skycake on Hanzo. What is that mount?
I don't know.
The battle begins.
For Buy for Catbois, we have Chernobyl on Anubrak, Michaelin on Sylvanas, the Sound 51 on Blaze, Kyler John on Greymane, and Sailor Twift on Stukov.
Let the battle begin.
Alright. So,
And Isaacs, showing an ability to pivot, just went Zealous Claire at 1 on Johanna.
we are seeing an early cheese, Sylvanas cheese, from the side of Buy for Catbois. Only going to get about half the tower, though.
Interestingly enough, it seems like CMAD anticipated it. They sent out 2 bottom, 2 top, 1 middle to soak, which is their global. And they got half a tower as well. Actually, they're getting more than half a tower bottom without Sylvanas. So
They're diving in onto Hogger. Hogger not going to be able to spin away. That was a short.
So now they're getting big value top. They're getting both towers and the wall.
I think CMAD is going to have to respond to this at some point. And it's going to be difficult because it looks like Buy for Catbois actually has Blaze double soaking.
The top is boss lane for Buy for Catbois, and they've pretty much gotten, I don't know, 75% of the fort by the minute 20 mark.
That's more than half a fort in the first minute and 30 seconds.
In their boss lane too.
A lot of I mean, right off the bat, that's a ton of macro value for Buy for Catbois.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that's 4 top, and Li Ming has gotten almost the bottom wall. She's gotten 1 tower, most of the second tower, and it's only a matter of time before she gets the wall, because they're focusing 4 top. But the Blaze double soak is very interesting.
It seems to be effective. I mean, they're up on XP. Hogger seems to be having a bit of trouble with this camp. That means they have to commit extra forces, and probably CM After Dark's going to lose this top fort.
Yeah, they just lost the top fort.
That is a... I mean, Buy for Catbois is making a statement here. They said, we can play this macro game too.
Gather
We're going to put on the heat.
and earn my
Interesting.
So, what does CM After Dark do here? I mean, the Blaze has been double soaking. CM After Dark could send the Hogger to do that, but then they don't really have, you know, too good a 4-man to contest by for Catbois.
So the timing of, I mean, it's interesting because if Buy for Catbois does go to this objective, they're going to have a Brightwing clearing with Siege Camp pushing top. If CMAD can just delay this cap, they might be able to effectively get value for free, which would be super frustrating indeed.
Looks like a noob is over there soloing Skycake. He's gonna get the teleport by Brightwing. And now he's split from his team. How's he gonna make it out? I don't think he has his E up yet. There it is, but he's going into the structure. And look at that by Michaelan, excellently disabling the...
Wow.
Disabling the tower as a noob walks by, but it's not gonna be enough.
So Blaze is going to have to stop top, and they just lost a tower on top because of the siege camp. And possibly the wall. So, good trade for CMAD. Obviously they're still down a fort, but all things considered, I think they'll take it.
Alright, so let's take a minute to look at the builds here. You know, to me, the Hogger W build is really surprising. Generally from Hoggers, we're seeing Q builds, or the builds that focus on reducing cooldown for Q and E time and just keeping rage uptime. It's not very often that you see the W build coming out of a Hogger. It is going to allow for more zone control, especially that 7 talent, the dense blasting powder, but it's not necessarily going to let him stay in fights using abilities as often as his more popular build.
They do have 4-man pushing again now on bottom instead of the top.
It is a 5v5 down here.
Oh, it looks like Greymane's down. Some nice chain CC from CMAD, finishing with the polymorph.
Chernobyl diving back in on Icex. Icex going to be able to make it out with a low HP.
It's out. And that is 2 objectives in favor of CMAD. The second one was not even contested. And it looks like they're going directly to boss. They're not going to boss.
Dang, I completely missed that second objective. Didn't even realize they capped it.
gather tribute.
Yeah, it
or
was
face
fast.
the curse. The choice is simple.
Oh, so Buy for Catbois is going to start boss. Given that they've already taken down a fort top, it's going to be huge.
I think this is a really smart play out of the Buy for Catbois because they know the positioning is disadvantageous for CM After Dark, and they basically said there's no way you guys are going to come and try to contest this objective.
He just needs to be careful. Oh my goodness.
100 health! Get out of there, Ice!
Oh, please!
I don't think he had the vision.
Oh my gosh. He didn't have vision. Them capping that was like super important because I think a second later Blaze goes in further to check and it's a different ball game.
But,
Game of inches.
oh yeah. Looks like CM After Dark's doing pretty smooth cleanup job in the top lane there. Doesn't look like their boss is going to be able to get the structure though. Greymane just wailing on it.
Yeah.
Camps coming out from the side of Buy for Catbois. Sometimes you'll see teams sort of hold on to the camps until the objective's about to pop. generally in the off lane, although it seems like both these teams just want to do the camps and look for opportunities to, or at least Buy for Catbois wants to look for opportunities to fight and get picks on CM After Dark.
So Buy for Catbois needs to be careful. They don't have a tank middle.
Gather troops. Earn my favor.
I guess CM Dark doesn't have a healer, but
It's still a 3v3, and they both got the waves pushing with each other. Doesn't seem like too much is happening, although
oh,
Blaze rotates from
4v3.
below.
Yeah.
That
It'll be interesting to see if anyone goes to objective then.
It's now 5 mid for Buy for Catbois. Chernobyl not necessarily coming to the fight yet. He was waiting for the Johanna Iron Skin to be down. Well done.
So they're going to get objective, CMAT is. But they're going to lose middle for it. And they're going to lose bottom. Buy for Catbois is going to.
Destroyed a fort.
I wonder how much value this. I missed that.
So
Has destroyed a
the Hogger coming middle was hugely clutch. And now they're going to pretty much even up the map, I think.
Yeah, I was questioning at the beginning of that, you know, how much value CMAD would actually be able to get out of this objective, but with those 2 kills, I mean, they're clearly going to get value.
Yeah.
Kaylin diving in is going to get Blessed Shielded, polymorphed, barely dodged Isex's pool. That may have killed him had it hit.
Brooks is fight middle, but Buy for Catbois, all 5 are up now, and the curse is ending. So it'll be interesting to see.
And Kaylin has been getting so low multiple times, but has just been able to make it out each time. Chernobyl diving in on the Hogger, who's silenced. He's unable to spin out.
The Hogger, yeah, that was an again nice chain CC following up the Anubrak dive.
Tiger just spent a little too much time there.
He lingered. Looks like Buy for Catbois wants to even out the map, curse free. They're sending the whole gang to clear bottom, and they're gonna get it almost instantly. Between the Nubrak Beetles tanking and Sylvanas deactivating the fort, it didn't stand a chance.
Sylvanas' trait, very powerful ability to make pushes.
Yeah, especially when you play her in a 4-man.
Oh yeah, that's where she gets
So
the real value.
it's an even map. Buy for Catbois does have 1 towards the objective of this map, but 3 keeps to 3 keeps, and very, very close in levels too. So.
Do you remember when
Interesting.
Sylvanas was primarily run in the offlane? Like whenever she initially was released, and was there tower ammo at that time?
Yeah, no, I think. Yeah, she was an off-lane, split lane pusher for a long time, right? Before they revamped her into the assassin.
Right.
I grow tired.
Anubrak being cheeky and getting vision top, but that's actually going to be really important because the next objective is top. And they're on boss again.
Looks like CM After Dark's also positioning to do their boss.
They aren't quite as fast as Anubrak is coming too.
Not gonna make it in time.
See, you can see him immediately pull back
Yep.
once he realizes he's not going to be in time.
It's just U-turn out of there.
It's high risk, high reward, but once it's no reward, no reason to stick around.
Alright, so it looks like there will be a fight gearing up over this
So red,
curse.
Buy for Catbois has a boss that's going to hit keep. They're ignoring the boss that's pushing bottom lane. That actually has a big wave pushed up, and the boss is going to kill their defense.
Yeah, I wonder why CM After Dark chose to seed that. It looked like it basically pretty even stayed.
Yeah,
I wonder what their concern was, because they essentially let
Who gathers enough tribute this time?
It was a positive trade for them though, because the top boss only took down one fort and half a tower. Excuse me, a tower and another half tower, whereas the bottom boss got everything and started doing, I don't know, 20% damage on keep.
right, but they also seeded a tribute, so now this
Yeah.
third tribute, which is positioned on side, Mikhailin getting stunned,
Okay,
out of position,
I think that just
deleted.
no, well, I don't know that it was out of position so much as that Ice anticipated where she was going to ghost to, and happened to run right there after she had cast the direction. So just good anticipation on the part of Ice and good follow-up from his team.
I guess my concerns no longer apply, considering that I was going to say it was good tribute position for Catbois, but that didn't even matter. Blaze taking a ton of damage, stun from the Blessed Shield. Greymane going in on Skycake. Is he going to be able to finish the kill? Yes, he is. He might die for it. He's really trying to get Venus. Dives onto Venus. Hylodron.
He's gonna get 3 kills right here.
Doing work. Dang.
That's the life of a Greymane, right? Go in and kill or be killed, and he came out from that one with 2 kills, and his team cleaned up with another.
The choice is simple.
So this is definitely going to be curse in favor of Catbois.
So how much are they getting out of this curse?
I think they're immediately going to set up top. I think Blaze is going to come get Vision. Vision being super important, and they know they're going to get top, and so I think they can do some decent pushing. I think very disciplined from CMAD, not even bothering with the curse, instead clearing out the lanes because they know that this next one is going to be a little painful.
Acceptable. You shall know my
And
curse.
Catbois really, I mean, since the beginning of the game, they've been focused on this top lane. They knew from the very start they wanted to win through top lane. Chernobyl diving in on the Venus. Stun combos coming out. Blaze stun doesn't necessarily follow up.
Big.
Huge. Mikhailin, get out of there!
Mikhailin went the wrong way.
The bunker was right there.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. But big arrow kind of closing them off. And now they're using a cocoon to disengage. Wow. So they're going to get very little value from this curse. Unfortunate, they're down 20s. There's really no reason to force the issue. Maybe they're going to go for the Sleeming?
Look at the length of that dive. Not quite long enough, but
Venus wanted none of that. Blinked out right away.
Venus is just, he's a tease. He was just teasing Chernobyl.
He's teasing, little wink.
Tiger's in it. I guess he's engaged
Tiger is
waiting
in
for
it,
his
and
team.
he's silenced. Oh, that talk about clutch right wing teleports.
Or sorry, yeah, teleport.
Oh, this Stukov just that's the sad part of Stukov. You get a big push, and then you get rewarded with the root, and he was stuck in the push animation.
See him after dark, pinging for the opposing
Top boss.
Yep. That stagger is absolutely what CM After Dark needed.
Tiger healing up with Loot Horde. And Ice on camera getting stunned by the boss and then rooted by the boss.
Tiger definitely hoggers. He tried to do the bounce, didn't necessarily execute it, but
They're starting bottom boss. I guess this is good call. I mean, they're not getting punished for it.
yeah, very well done by Catbois. Knew they anticipated where CM After Dark was going to be, and just an
If
excellent
they hadn't
response.
been in position, I just don't think they probably started too late. And so
Chernobyl! No! No one's not. No one.
Chernobyl. They know he's somewhere, but they didn't know where he was.
They didn't know where the Beatles were coming from. How did you make it out of there, Chernobyl?
Yeah, that's That is funny.
Cheeky.
Very cheeky.
How did he, I'm wondering, like, I have to go watch the replay, but how did he end up not backed with the rest of his team? What happened there?
I'm not sure. And you know, all things considered, losing your boss could not have gone better for Catbois. They were down 1, but they actually got more keep damage than CMAD did, simply because they had the initiative.
The choice is simple.
Catbois is playing these bosses excellently.
Yeah, they really are. They're taking full advantage of having Sylvanas and Greymane, and recognizing that they clear the boss so quickly.
So, before the next fight breaks out, did you want to go over any of the 20 talents?
Yeah, that's a good call. No control from Hogger. That's different from Catbois' choice the first game.
Anubarak diving in. Looks like we're not going to really have time. Stun chain coming out on the Anubarak.
These fights are happening so quickly, you can barely even discuss them. But that was initiated with the Blessed Shield, and that's 3 kills to none. Kind of reminiscent to last game.
Yeah,
they have a big wave pushing, and
this is at the end of the game.
Yeah, looks like I think if Blaze goes down.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like he is. So it's 4 down. GG's being called out. Sailor being the only person up instead of the Gul'dan, but I think the result is going to be similar.
So once again, the one fight essentially determined one late game fight. You know, there's a lot of macro priming to be done.
Not even what you would expect, right? It wasn't like a fight over objective or anything. It was again just a fight in transition.
Well, the objective was there. It was just, I think maybe before it spawned, but I think it was over the objective. They're just both positioning around it.
Yeah, I guess they were fainting towards the objective, but it was just a matter of the Johanna Blessed Shield opening it up, lasting long enough for follow-up CC, the Nubrak going down with the Hanzo arrow kind of layering on top of everybody, and then before you know it, two are down. So big implications from the domination, because CMAD after 11 games is at 18 points. There is another team, I'm not trolling, in 4th place with 17 points. So it'll be close. Looking at the stats, does anything stand out to you?
I had the talent screen pulled up. Looking at the stats now. I'm asking Tiger if he wants to do an interview.
Yo.
Whoa!
Yo.
What's up?
You just rolled up in here.
I heard you say interview. I was like watching the stream.
Gotcha. All right. Well, welcome.
GG's. Well done.
Thanks.
You kept 5 deaths in your pocket the second game.
I feed a lot.
Nice.
It's my it's with my
No, I thought you got a lot of value as Malthael the first game. I know you died a lot, but you were pulling the whole team away from the rest of the map. So
oh
my
my
got a lot
gosh.
of good position.
Let's talk about that. Yeah, game 1 it was like, hey, I'm 1-on-1. Hey, there's 3 of them here. Hey, I'm dead. That was most of the game for me.
So your team wasn't helping you out at all.
No,
It's
no, it was
aggravating.
all me. It was all on me.
So yeah, take us back to game 1. It looks like they went with the same bans each time. They wanted none of that Leap Gravo nonsense. They just banned it out, banned out every part of it, and they banned up the Tazadar follow-up too. But what was your strategy going into game 1? You guys picked Dragonshire. Did you have your comp picked out, or was it kind of just seeing what developed?
It was kind of seeing what developed. We knew they really like globals and they really like Dahaka. So I was last pick, so we figured we could get a matchup in the top lane that went well. So they picked the Hogger, and then Malthael is a pretty hard counter to Hogger. So I was like, sweet, I'm going to dominate this top lane. But I got to say, their team did so well at just rotating. They out-rotated us, and all game they had us outnumbered. Like they in the bottom or the top, they were just way better than us at rotating and had us outnumbered. But I feel like when we were able to get even numbers and even talent tiers, we were able to hold our own, and we realized late game we got lucky a couple times, and we could have lost, and we were like, dude, all we got to do now is we have our win condition. All we got to do is win one late game fight. So and we were able to get that thanks to Icex. So yeah, that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, no, the Nubrek cocoons were certainly setting up some difficult team fights for you guys. I think they initiated pretty much every team fight they won after level 10 was initiated by the cocoon on someone important.
Yep.
And then fighting you guys with numbers. But that middle area between middle lane and top lane, you guys just feasted there. You feasted there early game, and then you feasted there to end the game. Take us what you were thinking. Was this kind of just opportunistic? Because that map almost hardly ever ends top lane, especially when there's no objective.
Yeah, well, what they were doing really was they were really overcommitting in different areas, very unpredictably, right? So all of a sudden there's 3 of them top lane. Like you don't, even in the early game, you don't see that very often. And a lot of times they would overcommit bottom lane also, and they got some fight wins bottom lane with 5-on-4s bottom lane because we were playing kind of traditional, and they were like, oh, there's 5 of them here all of a sudden. So as a result of that, at one point we had a camp top that was just pushing, and they were never able to get there because they were using this strategy, right? Of this, let's just take 5 bot, we can get an outnumbered fight. So we opened up that top lane, the camp, and then they beat us in a team fight at one point, and I stayed top with our camp and got a lot of value up there, and we ended up getting that keep, which is like, okay, now if we win a team fight after level 19, we have a path to their core, and that was as soon as we got that keep, we were like, okay, that's our win condition. Like, don't worry about the other lanes. Like, we just need to win a fight and then go up there and it's over.
Yeah, that's great.
Thanks.
All right. So
I mean, they were kicking our butt, and then we just pulled one out in the end. Felt bad mid game.
So before you ask the rest of your questions, Nullius, I have a single question. Tiger, who do you think the MMP of the game was? The most moist player?
The most of game 1?
Or sorry, of the series.
Oh, most moist player. I'm gonna go with their healer. Their healer was so good. I mean, the Brightwing, I was just like very obnoxious. And and then the Stukov play in game 2 also was deathly. So I'm gonna go with their healer, most moist.
All right.
There was a Brightwing port in game 1 to a last righted Hogger that not only saved the Hogger, but then because of that, it turned the team fight around and led to you guys losing your bottom keep. And we were like, oh my gosh.
Yep. It was
and then the next thing you know, there was this Death Punisher lurking arm right underneath the Brightwing again on the Nubarak, and immediately flipped the script, got you 2 kills in that no man's land, and then led to the end of the game. So the healers were super clutch that first game.
Absolutely, yeah. Our healer also, I mean, Death Punisher was like saved the game multiple times. So the healers on both teams are both moist. Let's go with those guys.
Pretty moist. Yeah, pretty
Shout
moist.
out to the moist healers.
MMP, I've not heard that before. Is that Newsloth, or is that a?
I mean, yeah, it's a growing.
You're trying to start a fad. It's big on TikTok.
It's like Zag.
Yeah. Yeah. What food item do you think of, Tiger, when you hear the word Zag?
Zigzags, candy. Yellow and black.
Not lasagna, right?
No.
Yeah. All right. Well, so with that, to Zag's favorite map, Cursed Hollow, game 2. Any differences in thought? I noticed
Yeah.
the Zeratul bans outright. That was the target ban for Michaelin.
Yeah, he's a really good Zeratul. He or she played against him before and didn't really want to deal with that either
Makes
game.
sense.
Yeah. Game 2, we were like, dude, let's take him to a really big map so Tiger doesn't get ganked 7 times. So the biggest map we can find, Cursed Hollow, bang.
So they had this unorthodox double soaking from Blaze, and then we were like, okay, they got some value top. Okay, they're gonna leave. Nope. 4-man push all the way. I think they took a fort down to like half, like 90 seconds into the game, and it was down by like 2 minutes or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So tell me what you guys were talking about in voice chat after that.
Yeah, they came out with a unique game style that you don't see every day in Storm League. And we kind of, Icex pointed it out right away. Like, this is what they're doing, and then we're like, are they going to keep pushing top, or yeah, they're just going to do that? And then we realized they're just going to start giving up objectives for forts, and which makes sense. I mean, you can get, there's multiple ways to play the game. So we realized that. So we were trying to leave a couple people because you can, two or three, depending on who they are, can defend against 4 or 5 if you're hiding under a fort. So if we could defend with just enough people and then still soak the other lanes, we thought we could get a lot of value. But they were giving up the objectives, so we got the 2 first ones, I think, uncontested almost. And then when we got the 3rd one, we also got a couple kills, and that really put the momentum in our favor.
Yeah, no, that was a really interesting game. Great high level play from both teams. It's certainly not an orthodox strategy to 4-man push that hard with Sylvanas, but they were doing it effectively. What was kind of the inflection point in this game? What turned things around for you, in your view, Tiger?
In my view, it was that when we got the first full objective, and we got the 3rd one, and then I forget how we got the kills, but we, on top of that, we got a couple kills. So
yeah, you did. I think they pushed middle and they stayed a little too long, and you were able to get kills.
Yes, and we were calling it all out.
Middle, you're right. Yeah,
we saw one of them top or mid or bottom or somewhere, and then we were all closing in. And we were like, oh man, like we can get an outnumbered fight right here, and boom, we got a couple kills, and it was the 3rd objective. So then, all their work on that really good strat that they had to, just ignore stuff and take forts was kind of gone, because we were able to take control of the map. We got all the forts, we got all, bosses and camps and stuff, and we really had a lot of momentum going there. And we thought, it was going to go well after that, but it was still was tough going ahead.
I have to say, I would have bet money that one of the teams was going to finish in their boss lane, since you guys were taking bosses at the same time every single time, and you were clearly pushing bottom, and they're clearly pushing top. And then go figure, you guys win through middle because of that work done during the first curse, where you did damage to their keep wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing you know, you guys end via middle after a really great team fight. Again, very reminiscent of the first game, where I think the Nubrak was kind of exploring, and then all of a sudden, Blessed Shield out of nowhere, and then before you know it, he's stun locked, and you guys get the pick. I think you got 2 picks, right? And that led to kind of the chase down.
Yeah.
And then you had a 5v1 again on core.
Yeah, Icex was doing a really good job of calling it out. Like, we need a pick. So we were looking for it for a good minute or so, and we were like, oh, just waiting for them, hoping that, they would kind of make a little bit of a mistake. And I think that a noob was kind of out there because he's got a lot of escapes, but we were, with the Blessed Shield, we were able to lock him down and get that kill, and led to the victory. So it was good. We need it.
Yeah. So congratulations, you guys are in the running certainly for the final playoff spot. Azlath, did you have any other questions?
Do not.
Okay. So formal. Well, Tiger, any shout outs that you want to give?
Yeah, thanks for casting us. Last minute, we didn't think we were going to get cast, so picking it up last minute. Nullius, you're
Yeah.
good luck for us. So you're going to have to cast the rest of our games.
Yeah, just let me know. I didn't know I was going to cast until about 2 minutes before you did, so.
Nice. Big shout out to my boys. I mean, we had a rough, first half of the season, but we've won like 4 matches in a row to give us a shot at maybe making the playoffs in Div A. So we're coming around. So shout out to my team for sticking in there. Of course, bye for Catbois. Good work tonight. Thanks for the match, and yeah, Clouded Minds, the whole organization. Shout out to all you guys, and I think that's it. Wait, shout out to my wife for watching the kids while I played. That's it.
Make sure you
Thanks,
show
guys.
this part.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Tiger. Good games.
All right. Thanks, buddy. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so that has been, or this is the conclusion of the Div A West game, round 14 between CM After Dark and Bye for Catbois. I've been your caster Zloth along with,
Nullius?
and we hope you have a good night, and it's time for me to go eat some Zag.
Wait, you're eating Zagara?
Lasagna.
Zigzags.